Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I have this pretty Valentine's Day look. It is a little bit more on the dramatic side, but I still wanted to share it with you guys because I envisioned it and I'm like, I really want to film this. I had the idea to just film it and read to you guys as we are completing this look. If you guys have not been following this little series that I'm doing on my channel, I am reading the Good Vibes, Good Life book by Vex King. This is a book about just uplifting you and making you feel a little bit more motivated, and that is something that I've definitely been struggling with in the year of 2020 going into 2021. I'm very optimistic about this year, but 2020 I think was a little bit difficult for a lot of us, and I am a very emotional person. I am a Pisces, so I just think about everybody that is struggling mentally with the pandemic. So that is the reason I started to do this little series on my channel. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys have not been following along, I will have a playlist down below in the description box so that you guys can go back to chapter 1. So let's just go ahead and jump into where we left off, and we're going to be completing this look here as a voiceover.
No, I'd rather be waking up with you, set up alone in your room, slept with the light on, waiting up for you. I don't wanna be.
Stay clear of gossip and drama. Drama is for TV, not for real life. Don't play a part in someone else's episode in which they are the only star. At some point, everyone will find themselves taking part in gossip. Sometimes they don't even realize that they're doing it. The worst part is that most people actually enjoy it. They don't think they're being judgmental and see gossiping as harmless. They just love the excitement of hearing juicy rumors about those around them and passing them on, then getting a reaction. And this makes gossiping a great way to lower your vibration. Regardless, spreading gossip preys on our ego. We do it to try to feel good about ourselves, to feel superior to others. It's very often judgmental, and most judgments stem from hatred, which is a low vibrational state that will only lead you to inviting unpleasant experiences into your life. As we've already established, every thought and word holds a powerful vibration. When we discuss others in a negative way, we're sending negative energy out into the universe. As a result, this will lower our vibration, resulting in toxic events in our lives and will reproduce ill feelings. Ayurveda, the ancient Indian medical system, says gossiping affects some of our energy centers, known as chakras. This actively restricts us from ascending to higher vibrational states. News outlets profit from gossip by publicizing other people's misfortune. Luckily for them, some people buy into it. As a result, it's become socially acceptable to discuss other people, yet everyone knows they wouldn't like it if they were the subject of the gossip. So distance yourself from conversations about others or try to direct the discussion to something more positive. You'll notice that, more often not, people who spend their time gossiping are the ones who seem to complain to find comfort in misery. If you join them in their habits, they'll gradually become disillusioned with life too. Similarly, getting swept into unnecessary drama can heighten both stress and anxiety. This puts you in a lower emotional state, and as you already know by now, this reflects undesirably on your life. Why give up joy? I've learned to avoid drama at all costs because it does nothing good for me. I once came across a high drama person who attempted to argue with me about a point I'd made. Ironically, my point had been that we should walk away from fights because they can destruct our peace. But he didn't believe that we should. When I kindly told him that I respected our differences and we should move on, he got angry. If I felt he was actually interested in my perspective, I'd have to be happy to share it and listen to his. However, he only wanted to argue, to prove me wrong, and drag me down. His ears were shut and his mouth was open. He wasn't ready to learn, only to dictate. Our beliefs were different and he got really worked up by it. To him, I was spreading false information and creating further suffering in the world with my viewpoint, particularly since I wouldn't take part in his battle. I simply stayed silent and observed until I could distance myself. It didn't seem like this person cared deeply for other people's well-being, or that he wanted to prevent suffering in this world. His aggressive behavior contradicted his points. He simply needed to justify why he was right and his way was the only way. My belief shattered his truth, and we should always fight back, and without that truth, his identity became threatened. This is the work of our ego. Your ego is your self-image created by thought. It's your social mask, one that constantly requires validation because it lives in fear of losing its sense of identity. When you're upset because someone doesn't like you, it's your ego operating. You validate your existence based on their approval. When they disapprove of you, you no longer feel good about who you are. It's the reason people buy things they don't need to impress people they don't even care about. It's the reason we become bitter about other people's successes. It's the reason greed exists and why we're constantly striving to outdo others. It prevents us from acting with love and understanding. Unfortunately, many of us identify ourselves with a certain image throughout our lives that's created by our ego, and we have to keep on maintaining and protecting it. If others don't approve of the image of ourselves that we've created, our identity becomes threatened and our ego will fear for its protection, such as in the case here. My beliefs force that person to question his own beliefs and therefore question his identity, which imposed a threat. This is why he was so quick to get defensive and to attack. This happens a lot in life because of our ego. People don't say or ask things out of curiosity. They simply want to prove others wrong. They want people to follow their truth, not because they necessarily care about others, but because they fear being wrong and not knowing who they are. There are a lot of high drama people in the world who seem to thrive in these toxic conditions. I try to keep an open mind and try to listen to other people's perspectives. However, I've also learned not to waste time on people who have no interest in what I have to say, or why I say it. You must make sure that you don't involuntarily take part in the internal battles of others. Discussing problems and sharing information is fine when the intention doesn't stem from the desire to make feel superior through the belittlement of others. This provides a false sense of self and consequently lowers your vibe. There are better ways to spend your time than gossiping or involving yourself in dramas. Instead, try to focus on your own life and on trying to improve it. Time is precious and you should be investing it wisely by doing something constructive that will make your life greater. Sort out your nutrition and water. Everything you eat and drink is important, as it affects your vibration and your reality. Think about it. How can you feel good if you don't ingest good foods and good fluids? The foods that leave us feeling sleepy and sluggish are those that vibrate at a lower frequency. Hence, when we eat them, our vibration also changes. A lot of these foods are junk foods, and unfortunately, they're engineered to taste great. For this reason, some of us tend to overindulge in the bad stuff. And it doesn't just dampen our mood, but it also adds extra pounds and makes us vulnerable to illness. In 1949, a French electromagnetism expert called André published his research on the electromagnetic waves of particular foods. He realized that each food not only has a particular amount of calories, but also on electromagnetic power that's vibrational. As a general rule, good quality organic produce as intended by nature will keep you feeling more vitalized than non-organic foods. The price of organic food can be high, but the expense may turn out to be less of a sacrifice than your health, if this deteriorates due to eating unhealthy foods. We should also consider the importance of water. It is estimated that around 60 to 70% of your whole body is composed of water, and it's essential to your body's functioning. It keeps you hydrated and flushes away unwanted toxins, and this will keep you at a higher vibrational state. If the water balance in your body falls below the necessary amount, your body will react adversely. You may be unable to focus, feel dizzy, and even become unconscious. Andre's research showed alcoholic spirits to be very low vibration, and regular consumption of excessive amounts can be very harmful and even cause death through liver damage. Too much alcohol also creates false perception, which may lead you to behave in a way you normally wouldn't. This can lead to bad choices that might be damaging to your life. Alcohol might provide a few moments of pleasure, but you must moderate how much of it you consume. Make fresh filtered water your primary source of fluid. To close out this part of the book, I'm going to leave you with the author's thoughts. Express gratitude. Before you complain about school, remember that some people can't even get an education. Before you complain about getting fat, remember that some people don't even have any food. Before you complain about your job, remember that some people don't even have any money. Before you complain about cleaning the house, remember that some people don't even have any shelter. Before you complain about washing the dishes, remember that some people don't even have any water. In this portion of the book, we went over staying clear of gossip and drama. I think it's real. Now that I'm approaching my 30s, I definitely steer away from drama completely, although sometimes drama tends to call me in. I really maybe have a handful of friends, so I don't ever get into drama with any of them. The handful of friends that I have have become more a family than friends. So those are the people that I really confide in and trust in and I adore. But when you do what I do and you're on social media, sometimes it can become very toxic because there's people always voicing their opinions about the way you look or the people that you associate with. I've definitely had to take a break in the month of December. Like I've mentioned in the past, I took an entire month from YouTube and kind of somewhat Instagram as well. And that's because I was protecting my own vibration. I want to make sure that I feel my best, and I just don't want to be in that negative headspace because it does take a lot of your energy to feel depressed or like angry. And that's what I was becoming on social media, because I would just go on social media and everybody was talking politics, everybody was talking who was canceled and who was not, and I had to cut that out and really focus on me. And that's why I started picking up books and reading them, and also just working in my backyard, spending time with my family. It's really important that you guys look at the people that you guys follow on Instagram or watch on YouTube, and just make sure that their energy is not reflecting on yours, because if like they're spreading negativity, that negativity will rub off on you, and you're gonna think all these negative thoughts about other people or certain things. So just protect your guys' energy. It's super important. So I appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I will leave you guys with my latest uploads if you want to continue hanging out with me. And until next time, I will see you guys. Bye.